Present.
Dominic Mazza,
Present.
Donna Bullock,
Present.
Kashana Owens Cody,
Present.
Larry Malden, Sam Mather,
Here.
Pretty Mather,
Here.
Jeffrey Weiss,
I'm here.
Krista Zanfordino,
I am here.
okay, first up, we have approval of the minutes from April 30th and May 7th. Have y'all had an opportunity to review it?
Yes. I have a comment on the May 7th minutes. This was about approval of the minutes prior. And it says April 16th, 2022 and April 23, 2000.
Oh, so it's a typo.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
That was April 16th and April 23rd.
Yes, but the one in year date was 2000. It needs to be changed to 2022.
So noted.
So noted. If there are not any other comments or questions, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for April 16th and April 23rd. No, sorry, for April 30th and May 7th with the typo amended.
I make a
I'll move
motion
it.
that the minute. Oh, go ahead, Dom.
I'll move it.
I second it.
So Dominic has moved and Constance Graves has seconded that the minutes of April 30th and May 7th be approved. If there are no comments or discussions, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Was that everybody? Aye.
I don't
Aye.
think Adrian said anything.
Adrian? Adrian, are you there? Adrian?
So we can just say
Oh,
six people voted.
so we have a quorum to pass the minutes, so the minutes have been approved for April 30th and May 7th. Okay, Professor Weiss, legal update or discussion. Do you have anything for us this morning?
Well, can we turn my video on? Okay, well, at the state front, on Monday, the special master retained by the state Supreme Court in Steuben County is going to release his congressional and state Senate maps. Those maps will be subject to a 2-day public comment period where people can write to the court with any comments. And the judge will finalize the plans on Friday, May 20th. And petitioning for those candidates who have not yet petitioned for office can start on Saturday, the 21st. Candidates who have already qualified for the primary for Congress or the state Senate that want to remain on the ballot will simply have to file papers with their intention to do so with the State Board of Elections. Otherwise, let's see. We'll have two primaries at this point, a June 28th for governor, statewide office, judicial candidates and state assembly, and August 23rd for the state Senate and Congress. It's highly unlikely, but you never know with the state legislature what could happen. So, but right now we're looking at two primaries. There's pressure from the good government sector to hold both of them in August, but it's just not very likely. In the voting rights world, in Florida, a state judge invalidated the congressional plan enacted by the legislature because it eliminated two congressional districts that were effectively electing Black preferred candidates. That decision will go on appeal to the higher courts in Florida, where there's a much more conservative judiciary at the state Supreme Court level. But I mention this because for our purposes, it goes to the heart of just keeping you up to date on voting rights issues. There were two districts in Florida that were electing Black candidates, and the governor and the legislature in developing the plan thought that they were overreaching in their shape to take in too much territory that would have been a racial gerrymander, contrary to the 14th Amendment, this is where I'm telling you that we don't want to create districts that would go from downtown Albany out to the suburbs with connecting areas with very little in common. It's also alleged that in Florida, there's a high level of polarized voting. So this case is something to be on the lookout for. My honest opinion is that it was more of there was a partisan reason behind it to simply eliminate candidates of one party, but it's action that took place in the last few days. So that's the most recent update. I'm sure things will change again by our next meeting.
Okay.
Any questions on the state process?
No, is there anything specifically relevant to MMD work and what we're doing, where we are?
Nothing particular since our last meeting for Albany. I mean, we have I think new maps from Lars Dahl. We have our map, we're expecting public comment now. So I think things will begin speeding up a bit with more comment coming in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Pretty and Sam?
Yeah.
Mapping update discussion.
Yes. Well, we had a meeting on Wednesday evening where we showed you a draft Plan B. And I know that you're kind of waiting to look at it. We were looking at it in more detail ourselves. And so we will send it to you before Monday, because we wanted to make sure that when you look at it, it is as final as we think we could make it. So yeah, we have, and for Professor Weiss's information, we did look at Lars Dahl's 3 maps that had come in, and we had discussed them on Wednesday evening. And basically what we are doing is looking at public comment. And one thing I wanted to point out to everyone, that if you think of the pie, it's the same pie, right? We can cut it in 5 districts where we could have for sure larger minorities and especially non-Hispanic Blacks, or we could also listen to the community that we did, and we are coming up with 7 districts. So keep in mind, it's the same pie, and we can make thinner slices out of it. But what we have to ensure is that what we propose are definitely winnable districts for non-Hispanic Blacks. And that is what we are deliberating on. So what we had presented to you on Wednesday, we presented 7 districts and we compared them with what Lars Dahls had proposed, as well as Joan Ramsey and Gwen Pope. So most of the districts look good. There was only one question about District 1, where in paper it looks like, yeah, it's a majority non-Hispanic Black district. But when we look at the voting age population, the white population and the non-Hispanic Black population is almost at par. So it's like almost 37% of both. So that is what we were looking at before we moved forward to you. So regardless, we will send it to you before the weekend. Our goal is to make sure that whatever we present is winnable and viable, and that we are not just presenting 7 districts because we heard the community do it. Okay, that's my update. So you can expect an update before Monday. And Sam wants to say something, so I'm going to mute my.
Okay. Yeah, well, I have a question for Professor Hanley, and that would be, I would like to know how the Hispanics and the Black, the non-Hispanic Black, and the Asian communities are voting in those districts that we are just trying to create. So some districts may not have total non-Hispanic Black majority. So we would like to see how the Hispanic population is voting or has voted in the past, to see if, together those communities are voting in the same direction or they are voting differently.
Yeah. If I could respond to that, and this also, once we have a final draft plan, we want to bring together Dr. Handley, Arkbridge, the chair, other members of the subcommittee to go over it. But what Dr. Handley is going to need from you, from Arkbridge, are the election results in those areas that you and she should discuss directly, so that you can begin getting together the past election history, so she can then look at recompiled elections. From the conversations we've had with Dr. Handley, it's apparent that the Hispanic and Asian voting histories aren't significantly high enough to gauge how they'll necessarily vote. So the key is we must maintain the same number of effective minority districts that will elect the Black preferred candidate. I think we all agree on that, obviously. So the question then is, if we have a 7th district that is 37% white VAP and 37% Black VAP, that diminishes or weakens the ability of that district to elect the Black preferred candidate, and it then defeats the purpose of, it's illusory. We're not looking at numbers, we're looking at effectiveness.
Yeah.
And 37% and 37% would probably threaten the Black community's ability to elect a preferred candidate, and could, by just domino effect, probably diminish the ability in the neighboring district. So we can't be misled to think we can create more districts just because we can. They're not going to result in what we need.
Yeah.
We're all agreed on that.
Well, yeah, and basically that's what she said in her report. And when she shared it with us, when she gave us the overview last week, she said that the voting numbers for Hispanics and especially Asians were just so so small that you really can't, the only ones with really solid numbers would be Blacks and non-Hispanic whites.
Right. And it's also, well, yeah, that is correct. And just that the issue is that Judge Khan mentioned in his decision 7 years ago, not to overlook, or you should consider Black and Hispanic together. But Judge Khan didn't have the benefit then of looking at the voting analysis. He thought it was a good idea. And it is a good idea as long as the effectiveness remains. And he mentioned effectiveness in his decision.
Right. And Dr. Hanley kind of gave us a definition of effectiveness last week during the meeting, because that question was asked specifically. Then how do you define an effective district?
Yeah, an effective district is one that will enable the Black community to elect its candidate. A majority district is simply 50% plus.
Well, that was because she made, I think, a distinction, and what she said is they have to have an opportunity to elect.
Right.
And that's different than saying like it's a guarantee. They at least have to have an opportunity to elect.
Right.
Okay. So, I think it's good that you're continuing to look at that map, because in looking at it, the concern that I had, and a couple of us had a discussion, had to do with the fact that the percentage of Blacks was going down, and what adverse effect that might have on the ability to continue to elect
Right. Yeah.
Black candidates. So, I don't think there's a magic number. And I know that there is the ability to draw districts that are under 50% that can still be effective districts. But with some of the districts having like significantly low percentages, that is a concern.
I mean, the way we should look at it is, this is another option that we are trying to develop, and this is based on the public input that we are getting. And at the end of the day, finally, it's up to you all that which plan you all vote to move forward. So this is just an option. We have to, listen to the public and see what they're saying, get their comment on this, and then you all decide finally which plan you want to move forward with.
Yep. At the next public hearing, is that on the, I forget the date, the 22nd? Or I'm forgetting.
It's next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
Yeah.
That's a hearing or just a meeting?
It's the MMD public hearing.
What time does that meeting start?
5.
Okay, what I'd like to do at the beginning of that meeting, if I could, is just let the public know on definitions that, what effective districts are, just that they understand the whole legal issue, the challenge, and that we're not looking just to create 6 or 7 districts because we can, that we have to comport with the law and the effective electability issues.
Yes.
Yeah, I will be at the Wednesday meeting. That's on the 18th. It starts 5 o'clock. I'll be there from at least 5 o'clock to 6:30. And probably I have to give a short presentation elsewhere. If it's still going on, I'll come back.
It's a joint meeting from what I understand, right?
No, it's just the MMD.
Okay.
There's another hearing on the
Thursday.
26th, on May 26th. And that's ACRC. And I'm encouraging as many of us that can participate in terms of attendance, we should. So the next thing we have is public hearings, public meetings, community engagement. So we know we have the public hearing on the 18th. We'll finalize.
See this street, there is like one district, 37. Technically, total population is 39.
Pretty?
I muted.
Okay. So, we
Oh, did you have a
already-
question?
We could hear you. I think it was on Sam's screen, but
So we already have an outline. We will resend that outline out and we'll finalize it. Make sure everybody everybody gets that outline. It'll essentially be similar to the outline that we followed in the last public hearing with the addition of a legal piece. Any questions or comments on that? So we should talk about the community engagement forums a little bit. To date, we have done, I believe, 4 community engagement forums with no to very limited public involvement. So we did a forum at the Howe Library. We did a forum at the Delaware Library. We were at Green Tech High School, and we were also at Macedonia Baptist Church. And we're not being successful in getting people to come out. So I would like us to have a discussion relative to things that we think we might do to increase participation in these forums. I mean, Kashana and I, we know from having had a table at an event that was in Washington Park, that when we're in open environments where there's lots of people, and we have the maps there, that it does generate interest and it creates opportunities for us to talk to people. With the engagement forums that are scheduled, we need to think about how we can better, I guess, promote them.
Marie, I just have a question. I don't know, but this kind of came across my mind. What happens, or how will we go about getting a couple of spots in the news? You know, like maybe you did the interview before, but have it on Channel 9. You know, a lot of community events go on there, and Channel 9 people actually, I think, will come, or you can be interviewed by them, or maybe just the announcement gets put out there. I don't know.
I know that, I think it was Tom shared an article with both committees, I think it was yesterday, from the Times Union. And it mentioned both our hearing on Wednesday, the 18th, and the one on the 26th. So, you know, that might that might help. But I would agree. I know, Marie, when you and Kashana went to the egg hunt, you know, you thought that was very productive because you had the maps there, you were able to interact. So, you know, that's another another thing in terms of community events that are coming up. I know there's a thing with the outdoor movie, that I guess it's a church group here in Albany is doing. And, maybe just going there and, because I do believe that, he said that we could like make an announcement or something there prior to the start. So that might be something that would be helpful, but it's kind of late down the road. But there was something, because Shauna, I think you had something coming up this weekend, or
It's a senior thing, am I right?
Which there's a couple. So you're right, Donna. Like most of the events are after we're looking to write. June has a ton of events, but next week, Albany Community Action is having their annual block party. And it's right before the public hearing that we have. So we will have a spot there. Marie sent an email around the NAACP's wellness event that's at the plaza next weekend. So we'll be signing up to go there too. I had, let's see, on Sign Up Genius. The South End Night Market starts at the end of May, so we're signed up to go to that. But there is a conflict that's the same day as the ACRC's public hearing as well. But that's another big, well-attended event in the community as well. And then we have the virtual meeting with the NAACP, their coalition meeting as well. So we're trying to find, I would say, there's another I want to say Caribbean wellness event that's coming up in June as well that I'm looking to get into. But I was sharing with Marie yesterday, I'd love to get the Facebook account that we have and post things there, because that's where I'm finding a lot of events. I mean, I'm digging, but a lot of the events that are coming up are like June, right after Juneteenth and beyond is a ton of community events. So if we were on that side, we'd have a lot more community events to attend, but it looks like June is when everything picks up.
well, and then Warren would probably help you that with the Facebook page too.
Yep. Yeah, I reached out to him yesterday because if we can put like our events and even share our YouTube channel, like whenever we've gone live, because I have the flexibility to actually go live on both sides, on Facebook and YouTube. I just need our Facebook account information. So I'll work with Warren on getting that. And then at least putting our events in line with all these other ones I just mentioned that are on Facebook, because we could even tag that we'll be there. So I think if we even stepped up the presence on our social media handles, that would help too.
So, so relative to the media in the past, we've sent emails to like a pretty significant list of media contacts. And I think that list was a list that was originated by the League of Women Voters. That's what resulted in the Altamont Enterprise article. Recently, I had a conversation with WAMC about MMD and redistricting, which went pretty well, and they're going to be doing a article and a piece. They also had a conversation with Larry Volk as well. I talked to Bethlehem Library. I know that there's public network stations that broadcast different community events and stuff like that. And so I'm trying to get our community engagement events into that forum. We had previously talked about connecting with Spectrum to see if we can do like maybe a 30-second spot where we have the opportunity to talk about redistricting, to talk about MMD, and to talk about community engagement.
Okay.
And I guess, Connie, you raised Channel 9. We can also look into that. I mean, we've done emails, we've handed out flyers. So we have to continue growing the list of what we can do to really like connect with people. I mean, it's with the weather getting better, in a way, it becomes better for us to be out and about and trying to make those connections. And at the same time, it probably becomes harder to get people to commit to come into a place and sit with us for an amount of time. But we have to, we have to continue to do the work, and we have to increase what we're doing. We're closer to the finish line, but we're not at the finish line.
Yeah.
And so I think everybody needs to think individually, and we all need to think collectively of what else we can be doing. Adrian, you have something?
Yes, I know. When it comes to the community, food is a big draw. Like, hot dogs, hamburgers, like a little barbecue, they'll come out.
So I don't know. We would have to think about how we could do something like that. It's funny, we have been thinking about stuff like that, having some discussions, because we know people will come out for social forums. We even recently talked about getting a spot and having a DJ.
Oh, right.
Doing some music. So
yeah, definitely. That little park there, where is it, on Clinton Avenue? And yes.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
perfect
where I was
spot for
thinking
that.
too. That little corner.
Yep.
Clinton Avenue and Lark.
Yes. There's
It's a little corner. It's a little park.
Right. It's a memorial.
They've even put a name on it.
I don't know if it's Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, but I know they named that.
Oh, it used to be a vacant lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that.
Right. And also another spot would be like the African American Community Center down on Madison, off of Madison, right there at the corner. They have a big yard attached to that. That would be like, to say, on the south end side.
So Larry, we had previously on like a number of occasions talked about the African American Cultural Center. You were going to try to, I guess, like finalize an event for us there.
Yeah, I was thinking we're in the process of discussing Memorial Day? Is that the next day?
Right.
We're talking about having a big picnic for Memorial Day in that area that you were talking about, right next to. We own that lot.
Right.
So I will look and see. I talked to Trayvon, and they were talking about having a little cookout for Memorial Day and giving out hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. And that's prior to our Juneteenth. Now we're gonna be doing Juneteenth, but like you said, that'll be too late for us.
Right.
But I will call and see how we come in with that Memorial Day. So if we have that, we can definitely get a spot down there.
Well, I don't think Juneteenth is too late because I think in June, we're still gonna be making connections with the community.
All right, well, I can get us down there anytime we want. Anytime we want to go into the center, I can get us in
And
there. I've
So
I'll
already,
find
for,
out.
so for the Memorial
Mhm.
Day time frame, are they gonna have tables outside of there or anything like that?
I
Or is
can
it
arrange,
just
I
gonna
can
be in
arrange,
that lot?
I can arrange for us to have a table out there.
Mm.
I'm not sure who all gonna be participating because we getting donors and stuff, but I can arrange for us to be there and have a table if that's what we want to do.
And I'll reach out to this morning because I have a meeting after this in the community, and I'll ask because I'll be over in that area, and some of the people that like the mosque and all of that, you know, a few people will be present at the meeting, so I will inquire about that area on Lark and Clinton, who to, you know, contact for that.
Okay, so Larry, why don't you try to finalize something for the African American Cultural Center?
Okay.
And Adrian, why don't you
Right.
try to get definitive information on that Clinton and Lark location?
Okay, you guys have a specific date?
Well, you can look at the dates where we have stuff already scheduled.
Oh, okay.
There's other dates that we have available to do things.
Oh, okay.
So also Adrian, you were working on something in North Albany.
Right, Wanda
Yeah.
Willingham. Right,
Yeah.
I contacted her again last night and she told me the person would get back to me on Monday. So,
Okay. Do you know who that is?
no, she did not say, but she told me that she would contact, I think it's her, someone said her daughter or something, but I'll talk to her again today. I'll call
Oh,
her again
about the
today.
North Albany, that,
Right, right, right.
Yeah, it might be her
The
daughter
post.
because her daughter is a commander.
commander at.
Yeah, she's a commander at that post.
Oh, I don't know too much about that, but I can
Yes, she
contact her
is.
again. Okay.
So if you don't hear anything on Monday, can you follow up? Because we really
Yes.
need a North Albany location.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then when you were all talking, when we were just talking about parks, is there anywhere in North Albany anybody can think? I mean, I know the library is unfortunately under renovation over there.
Mhm.
I know that there's a big part, that school is up there. I don't know if there's an opportunity to get in there, but like, is there anywhere else in North Albany besides the post? Like just thinking of like how we're talking about outside and parks. That's the only one that comes to mind for me, is like, because there's a lot of traffic that goes up to that school, and I know the Y was there, but like there's I know that's a central space in North Albany, but is there anywhere else?
So what school are you talking about? Are you talking about KIPP?
The one up
School
on the
20?
hill. The one
School
up on
20.
the hill.
Next to where the Y
By
used to
what?
be.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
Albany
okay.
Academy. It's the North Albany Academy School.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's the North Albany Academy Charter School. That's what it is. That is the school. I can ask Officer Willie Hughes. I don't know if you guys know him, but he lives in North Albany, so maybe he may know.
Right.
So I'll reach out to him.
Okay.
Well, also, wouldn't the county have a list of its parks and whatnot?
I can pull that. Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I've been also going on like the city recreations page to see like where hot events are coming, like, so Adrian, I could see your program is all over their website. But I found some other things like baseball's kicked off.
Right.
There's some kickball things that are happening. So I was also trying to pull those lists together because that would be lots of people too, and just seeing if there's an opportunity for us to bring maps to some of those events too. So I'm definitely digging in on the recreation, the county side and the city side.
Good. Great.
Okay, anything else on, so I'll look into the, the media stuff, the Channel 9, the Spectrum, the public access stations. Like I know Bethlehem Library has one, but like I talked to librarians at Delaware and they don't have anything like that. So some of them have it and some of them don't. I think at one point I saw a listing of them though. So I have to try to get my hands on that list again.
Yeah, they do live talks because there's been times where I've seen them go live on social media, and like it might be the Albany Symphony, like they invite different people to the Bethlehem Y to do different talks, but it gets more than just Bethlehem watching. So that's a good idea.
Okay, and we still need to try to do the virtual town hall with the community organizations. Because if we can get a significant number of them on a Zoom call or something together where we can really talk about what we're doing, talk about drawing the maps and stuff. I think really good information would come out of that. So we still need to pursue that. I had talked to Nasim and he and I were gonna make some phone calls. Because I think previously we were trying to schedule it during the day and we might need to actually schedule it during the evening. So
The town hall.
yeah. Because a lot of people that work at these community organizations and nonprofits, they also have other jobs. And so it's not necessarily a situation where they're with the organization full time. So that's what I want to get more of a sense of availability so we can better target the time to do it.
Okay.
Do we have, I know there were a couple of places that were canceled for next week. Are there any still that are still going on?
Yes, we are out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I can share my screen if you want, so you can see the
Okay.
and I'll send this out to everybody too, so that you get the reminder of what you signed up for.
Okay.
So next week we start on Wednesday. Wednesday we have the right before the public hearing, we have the Albany Community Action Annual Block Party. It starts at 2, but they want people to start coming in to set up at 1:30, and we're leaving earlier so that we can get to the public hearing. So there's spots there. Then Arbor Hill Community Center. Adrian worked on getting the community center for Thursday. We're also at Arbor Hill West Hill Library on the same day. Donna, actually, what I did was I moved this was one of the events that was canceled last week. So I moved it. So Donna, you signed up for Arbor Hill Community Center, but you also are on the West Hill Library because this was the previous sign up for last week. So you just have to decide which one you want to go to. So I just wanted to let you know you're on both, just because I switched the date.
Okay.
And then Saturday is the wellness fair that the NAACP is hosting, and that's at Empire Plaza. So there's signups there. And then this goes into the following week. So we only have one more event. So we definitely have more opportunities. So if there's other organizations you want us to go to, or if you come up with any community events the following week, it's pretty open except for Thursday, the 26th. But I'll send this out to everybody again so you have your refresh of what you signed up for. But there's
Okay.
definitely opportunity for us to go more places.
Okay.
Oh, and the other thing is, Connie and I are gonna work on getting these events on the Albany events calendar.
Mhm.
And hopefully we will be able to do that over the next couple of days. Give me a second. So I was just checking the minutes for any open action items. And so it's basically reviewing the sign up Genius, which has all our dates on it. And seeing if there's anything there that you can sign up and be available for. And the
Marie,
other-
did you want to talk about the survey?
Yes, you can do that.
So we s-
Yeah, so that was the only open thing, to continue to sign up for events that we have scheduled, to make yourself available. And basically, we need to continue to be all hands on deck with promotion. So as part of community engagement, we also have the survey, which Kashana recently sent again to everybody. She had initially gotten some feedback, which she incorporated into the survey. So we want to be able to finalize that survey, put it on the website, send it out to all the contacts that we have, use it when we're out and about in the community, put it on social media to try to get people to complete it. Because basically it's gonna provide us with information on the different neighborhoods and communities. So Kashana, do you want to add to that?
nope, just if you need me, I can resend the link if folks need it again, but just want to, like Marie said, just want to finalize it and get it out. I've definitely gotten feedback. Maria, I got yours. I just got out. I'll add that right after this meeting. But I think timeline wise, should we close this up? Like,
Yeah, I think we should.
end of today, end of today, or Monday, like, or I don't want to go that much further actually, like end of today, because it's been out for a couple weeks. I definitely have gotten feedback, but we want to start
Shauna.
making QR codes. Oh, go ahead, Connie. I'm sorry.
I just want to be sure you got mine. I think I filled it out.
Yes, I got yours.
Okay,
Yep.
all right. Okay, I wasn't sure I did it right, so good.
Yeah. So Connie was the tester. She actually filled it. She filled it out and everything too.
So actually, everybody should fill it out. So Kashana, you're gonna resend it out.
Yeah, I can do that.
Everybody should complete the survey. And if there's any other comments, everybody should provide those comments by, I guess, the end of today. If there's nothing, then we'll be moving ahead with finalizing it. Does that sound good?
So you want us all to respond to the survey, even if we've given comments? You want us all just to take it?
To complete it, yeah, yes.
Okay.
Are you putting that, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Are you putting that on the Albany County website email or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, that was the other thing.
Go ahead, Donna.
That was something I wanted to address this morning. I forgot. You really should be using your Albany County email address and keep your home email separate.
So you want to expound on that, Donna?
When you commingle your personal email with a business email, or even something such as our county email that we use for this purpose. Not that I'm saying that anything's going to happen, but if something should happen, there's any litigation or whatnot, then you have basically eliminated any expectation of privacy that you have regarding your home email, because you've commingled it with your business email. So that's one of the reasons why we were given county email addresses, and you really should be using those for your county related business. Because as I said, I'm not saying that anything is going to happen, but if they should and they want to start looking at records, then they can have anything that's in your personal email because you have commingled the two. So you really should keep them separated.
Okay, so we have talked about that many times in the past about using Albany County email. So does anybody have anything else on the survey? So we have review of work plan, and most of our work plan items revolve around community engagement. The other thing that we have is progressing work that needs to be done in terms of preparing a report. And so we're beginning to look at that. There's a lessons learned document that was shared with everybody that I am working on finalizing. Once I finalize it, I'm going to be passing it over to the other commission for them to comment on it and add whatever additional items they feel that they have. And basically in terms of lessons learned, it's breaking out into two categories. One is feedback that we're going to be providing back to the Albany County Legislature that might inform changes or modifications that they make to the legislature, that might inform upfront work that's done with a commission that's coming on board the next time this work gets started, which will be years from now. The other category that's showing up is, I guess, guidance and helpful hints for like the next commission doing this work. So I'm going to finalize the lessons learned document. There's been very limited feedback provided on it. I'm going to finalize it, send it out. Well, not finalize it. I'm going to send it out one more time. Everybody needs to look at it. And if you have anything that you feel should be added or anything that should be modified, you need to let me know that. And I guess I'm going to ask for any comments by Tuesday, close of business. After which I will be finalizing it and passing it on to the redistricting commission for them to review and suggest any additions or modifications to it.
Do you have like a date that you're kind of looking at as to when you want to forward it to Albany County?
Well, it's going to go to them as part of our whole, like.
Oh, so it's going to be part of our final report.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll send that out after this meeting. Everybody should, like I said, take a look at it. And if you have feedback, get that feedback to me. Previously, Donna and Kashana worked on coming up with like a really draft outline for report aspects. If y'all can share that with everybody again.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen, we need to think in terms of who's going to do what piece of it, so we can start spending time on that, so we don't have it all needing to be done at the end of our process.
And I will volunteer to be the final editor to put it all together.
Okay, so Donna, I think you have the draft of it.
The outline that
Yeah.
we came up. I have it. You want me to pull it up right now?
No, I just want you
Okay,
to send
that's
it
good.
I just want you to send it to everybody.
Got it. Okay, that can happen.
Okay. There's no new business.
I could make a question or comment.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yep. When I see the outline of the report, I'll let you know what parts I think I need to add to, which I think are primarily background on the Voting Rights Act and the court decisions that got us to be where we are today. And then once we have a final plan, working with ArcBridge and Dr. Handley, and we'll want to also include Dr. Handley's report, explain how the minority districts were developed or what the purpose of each one is.
When you say what the purpose is,
Well,
what-
basically that districts 1, 2, 3, et cetera, have a minority population of X percent. And based on our expert analysis, a district that should provide or afford the minority community with the opportunity to elect the candidate of choice. That just basically an explanation of each district legally. In other
Okay.
words, it's a summary of Dr. Hanley's findings based on the law.
okay. Okay, so we don't have anything else. If there's no other comments or questions, discussions, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I already had said moved. You can second, Connie.
Said move.
All right, so
No,
Donna,
second.
Said move.
Donna has made a motion to adjourn the meeting. That motion has been properly seconded by Connie. All in favor?
Aye.
I.
Aye.
Aye.
So it seems like a lot of people want to stay in the meeting. Can I get raised hands?
Yes,
Okay,
unanimous.
the meeting is adjourned.
All
Thank
right.
you.